Have you ever thought about whether the people around you are truly honest? Some people hide their jealousy and lies behind friendly smiles and sweet words. We often think we can tell who is telling the truth, but it's not always that easy. People who are jealous and lying are the most dangerous. For example, you might be celebrating a big success at work with friends and co-workers who are congratulating you, but you feel like something is wrong. Maybe someone is hiding their jealousy behind their congratulations. They might smile, but their eyes tell a different story. In today's movie, these small but strong clues can let you know when someone is being jealous or dishonest. I'm going to give you 10 good ways to tell when someone is jealous or lying. Stoic philosophy has taught us many deep lessons that have stood the test of time. These methods will not only help you control your feelings and find peace of mind, but they will also give you tools to spot and deal with other people's jealousy and lies. If you follow these rules, you'll not only be stronger, but also smarter about how to build and keep relationships. These tips will keep you away from bad relationships and help you live a happier, more peaceful life before the video starts. I want to give you a small challenge. Watch the video all the way through and don't skip any of the lessons. Each one is important for helping you stay true to your choices and live a full and peaceful life. Please leave a comment below saying, "I am ready to embark on the journey," to let me know you're ready to learn more about the deep ideas of Stoicism. Number 1. Observe their actions. It's not just the words we use that make conversation work. We also need to pay attention to body language and other people's actions. Watching someone do something can give you a lot of information about what they are thinking, feeling, and planning. Paying attention to these small signs can help us react with more kindness and understanding, which leads to a stronger connection and understanding. Signs that you don't say speak volumes. Often, our actions, face expressions, and body language say more than what we say. If we pay attention to these signs, we can figure out what the other person really thinks or feels, even if they don't say it. If someone says they are fine but doesn't look you in the eye and stand straight, they may be feeling uncomfortable or upset. What to do? Think about priorities. People's acts can show what they value and what they care about. We can figure out what's most important to them by looking at what they do over and over again. For example, if a coworker stays late to finish jobs all the time, it could mean that they are dedicated to their job. Patterns and repeating things. Look for trends in how people act. Over time, someone's consistent acts can give you a better idea of who they are and what they want. A friend who checks in on you on a regular basis shows that they are reliable and care about you, which is a sign of a strong, supportive friendship. Understanding in context. Seeing how people act in the setting of the situation can help you understand them better. In different situations, the same deed can mean different things. For example, someone who is quiet at a party might be shy or just feel like they don't belong there. How to respond with empathy. By knowing the thoughts and feelings that go into actions, we can be more understanding in how we react. This could help our interactions and the way we talk to each other. If a family member is acting irritable, figuring out that they may be stressed instead of getting defensive can help you have a better talk that is both helpful and positive. Being present and paying attention are needed to observe activities. In order to do this, we need to go beyond simple encounters and try to understand those around us better. We can talk to each other more kindly and clearly if we do this. Number 2. Evaluate their response to your success. Achieving success is a big step that can make people respond in different ways. Evaluating how other people react to your success is a key part of knowing how your relationships work and who is there for you. This review helps you figure out who really thinks your accomplishments are great and who might be hiding bad feelings. By being aware of these reactions, you can handle social situations better, keep relationships healthy, and deal with any problems that may come up. Watch for reactions. Pay close attention to how people react when you tell them about your win. Happiness and support that come from the heart are good signs, while rude or jealous responses may point to deeper problems. Try to be consistent. Look for behavior that stays the same over time. If someone is always happy for you and helpful, they're probably a true ally. If they react in different ways, it could mean that the relationship is more complicated than you think. Look at nonverbal cues. Body language and facial gestures, which are not spoken words, can tell you a lot about how someone really feels. Positive nonverbal cues are things like smiles and open body language. Negative cues are things like crossed arms, not making eye contact, or forced smiles. Request feedback. Have open talks about how you're doing. Ask for constructive comments and judge how sincere and helpful the answers are. If someone gives you thoughtful, helpful criticism, it means they care about your growth. Think about the effect. Think about how your success will affect the connection. If they respond positively, it should make your relationship stronger. If they respond negatively, you may need to deal with deeper problems or reevaluate the relationship's worth. By carefully considering how other people reacted to your success, you can build a network that is more helpful and understanding, which will eventually help your personal and professional growth. Number 3. Notice how they interact with those who can't benefit them. Watching how people treat people who can't help them can tell you a lot about their true nature and goals. Kindness, respect, and flexibility are easy to show when we stand to gain, but real compassion and understanding are shown when there's nothing to gain. The main idea of this lesson is that we should be kind and respectful to everyone, no matter who they are or what they can do for us. By noticing these interactions, we can change our attitudes to be more kind and open-minded in both our personal and work lives. Getting to know real character. The way people treat others who can't give them anything in return shows a lot about who they are. The way they treat service workers, co-workers, and strangers is part of this. Being aware of these exchanges helps you find real kindness and empathy. Why empathy is important? To have empathy, you have to understand and share other people's thoughts, even if it doesn't help you. Watching how sensitive people act in different situations can teach us how to be kind to everyone we meet. Making relationships more inclusive. Relationships that include everyone are based on respect and kindness, no matter their position or benefits. We create a more welcoming and helpful space by treating everyone with the same amount of care. Thinking about your own behavior. Self-reflection is important for figuring out how we treat other people, especially those who can't help us. Regularly thinking about our acts and why we do them can help us become more compassionate in every interaction. Trying to make people more kind. People will be more likely to treat others with respect if you do it yourself. Creating a culture of kindness in our neighborhoods and places of work makes them better places to live and work. Watching how people treat people who can't help them is a great way to learn about their real character and develop genuine compassion. We can make the world a more caring and respectful place by focusing on sensitivity, acceptance, self-reflection, and spreading kindness. This lesson tells us to see past surface-level exchanges and value each person for who they are, not what they can do for us. Distinguish between praise and flattery. It's important to know the difference between compliments and praise if you want to build real, respectful relationships, whether at work or at home. Praise is a sincere way to show appreciation and respect for someone's qualities, accomplishments, or deeds. Its goal is to encourage and reinforce good behavior. On the other hand, flattery usually involves giving fake or over-the-top praise to get what you want. Being able to tell the difference can help build trust, honesty, and respect between people. Goals and sincerity. When you praise someone, it means you really like and respect them. It's honest and meant to recognize someone's real skills or accomplishments. Flattery is usually not real and is done to gain favor or control the person being flattery. Different types of generalizations. Appreciation is clear and direct. It draws attention to certain actions, traits, or behaviors that earn praise. Like, you did an excellent job on the project presentation, especially the way you handled the Q&A session. When someone flatters you, They tend to be hazy in general. In some ways, it feels too much and doesn't say enough. You're just amazing at everything. Effects on the relationship. Positive feedback builds trust and respect between people, which makes relationships stronger. It inspires and pushes the person to keep up the good work or behavior. If someone thinks you're being fake or trying to get something from them, flattery can hurt your friendship. It can make people doubt and feel like they are being influenced. Response from the heart. Praise. It makes the person feel really valued and loved. This makes them feel better about themselves and makes them want to behave in a better way. When someone flatters you, it may make you feel good at first, but once you realize it's not sincere, it can make you feel uncomfortable. Being consistent and real. Appreciation fits with the speaker's ideals and behavior. It shows a real respect that can be seen over time. Flattery isn't always constant and can seem out of character, which makes you wonder what the flatterer really wants. Knowing the difference between compliments and praise is important for building relationships based on honesty and respect. Being sincere and detailed in your praise encourages good behavior and makes relationships stronger. Since flattery is fake and used to gain favor, it can hurt trust and make relationships tense. We can build a culture of honesty and mutual respect by focusing on praise that is sincere and important. Number 5, monitor consistency. Monitoring consistency means making sure that you are always using the same stable method in all of your activities, tasks, or behaviors. Being consistent is important for long-term goals, building trust, and making sure quality in both personal and business settings. People and businesses can find deviations, make the necessary changes, and maintain standards that lead to total success and dependability by keeping an eye on consistency. Understanding how important consistency is. Being consistent helps people trust and rely on you. It checks that methods and results are up to the standards that have been set. Being able to count on someone to behave or act in a certain way is called predictability, and people value it in both personal and professional settings. Setting clear expectations and standards. Figure out what consistency means in your situation. Set goals that are clear and attainable, and make sure that everyone knows what they are. Make sure that everyone knows how important it is to follow these rules. Checking in regularly and giving feedback. Do assessments and check-ins on a daily basis to see how consistent you are. Audits, reviews, and success metrics are some of the tools and methods you can use. Give helpful feedback to fix mistakes and support people to get better. Making changes and adaptations when needed. When monitoring shows places that could use better, be open to change. Change your tactics and methods to better match the level of consistency you want. A big part of watching should be making sure that things are always getting better. Making use of tools and technology. Use technology to make tracking tasks easier and more automated. Track progress and find problems by using project management software, data analysis tools, and other tools. Update and improve your tools on a regular basis to keep up with changing standards and needs. Number 6, observe their attitude when criticized. It's important to be able to take criticism in a positive way in all kinds of conversations, but especially in personal and business ones. How someone handles feedback can tell you a lot about their emotional intelligence, how strong they are, and how willing they are to grow. This observation helps us come up with ways to talk to each other that lead to good relationships and understanding. Pay attention to clues that aren't words, expressions on the face. Look for defensiveness signs like a furrowed face or tightened lips, which could mean that the person is uncomfortable or is resisting. Body language. Watch to see if they cross their arms, avoid eye contact, or pull away physically. These actions may show that they feel threatened or shut down. Pay attention to what they say. Defensiveness versus acceptance. Listen for defensive responses like, "but," or "that's not true." Acceptance answers like, "I get it," or "I see your point." Voice tone. A steady, calm tone often means that someone is open to what you have to say. On the other hand, A raised, rushed, or agitated tone can mean that someone is defensive or stressed. Find out how they're feeling. Immediate emotional response. Their first feelings like anger, sadness, or frustration can show how well they can handle their feelings and take feedback. Duration and intensity. Long-lasting negative feelings may mean that it's hard to deal with criticism, while short and moderate reactions show that you can better control your emotions. Check out what they did next. Behavior changes. Watch to see if they try to deal with the feedback you give them. This shows that they are trying to get better and can adapt. Asking for more information. If they ask for specific examples or more information, it shows that they really want to understand and use the comments. Think about the situation. Relationship dynamics. Think about the type of relationship you have with the person. If you are close to and believe them, it may be easier for you to take criticism. Things like timing and setting. Check to see if the time and place were right for getting criticism. Being in a public or stressful place can affect how they respond negatively. By paying attention to these things, you can learn how to talk to them in a way that helps them grow and keeps the relationship good. Number 7. Attentively. Notice unintentional comparisons. Every day we compare things to others without meaning to, and this can change how they see us and how we see them. These similarities can change how we think, what we do, and how we relate to others. To communicate in a more caring and understanding way, it's important to be aware of these unintentional similarities. When we are aware of these judgments we make in our minds, we can work to lessen their negative affects and make deeper, more caring connections with other people. Figure out your unconscious biases. As a first step, it's important to realize that everyone makes similarities without meaning to. Most of the time, these attitudes come from how we were raised, our culture, and our own experiences. Watch how you react. Pay close attention to how you respond right away to people and things. Are you comparing how someone looks, acts, or what they've accomplished to something else? Taking note of these similarities can help you figure out how you think in patterns. Practice being mindful. Mindfulness practices can help you stay focused and in the moment. Being mindful helps you notice when you're comparing things and gives you the choice to respond in a different way. Deep breathing, meditation, and active listening are all good ways to help yourself. Change the way you think. As soon as you notice that you are comparing two things, try to think about them in a more neutral or positive way. They are not as good as X is not a good thought. Instead, think, they have their own strengths and qualities. Encourage kindness and empathy. By putting yourself in other people's shoes, you can actively work on building empathy. Try to see things from their point of view and experience without comparing them to yours or other people's. When you talk to someone with compassion, you acknowledge that their feelings and experiences are unique and important. You can improve your ability to speak with compassion and build stronger, more empathetic relationships by paying close attention to the comparisons you make without meaning to. Number 8. Pay attention to their reactions to personal failures. It's important to pay attention to how someone handles mistakes in order to communicate and help them. Failures in life can have a big effect on a person's self-esteem and mental health. By paying attention to and understanding these responses, you can show empathy and compassion, which will help people become stronger and grow. This method not only makes your friendship with that person stronger, but it also gives them the tools they need to deal with setbacks in a healthier way. Watch without judging. Do not judge or jump to conclusions about how the person will respond to their failure. Know that everyone deals with stress and emotions in their own unique way. Recognize how they feel. Validate their feelings by recognizing that they are sad, angry, or disappointed. Say things like, "I can see this is really hard for you," to show that you understand and are there for them. Give people a safe place to speak out. Encourage them to be honest about how they feel and what they think. Pay close attention and actively listen, making sure they feel heard and valued. Help in a constructive way. Asking them open-ended questions that help them learn and become more self-aware will help them think about what happened. Don't give them advice or solutions they haven't asked for. Instead, help them find their own. Build on their strengths. Remind them of their past wins and strengths to boost their confidence and sense of self-worth. Stress the chance to learn and grow from the event to promote a growth mindset. You can make a big difference in someone's ability to deal with setbacks and build resilience by paying close attention to how they react to their own failures and answering with empathy and support. Number 9. A key part of good conversation is thinking about how we share personal information. Knowing the balance between openness and privacy, keeping the situation in mind, and making sure the information shared is right for the people and the situation are all part of it. Sharing personal information in a smart way can help build trust and relationships, but being too open or too protective can hurt them. Figure out the situation. Change how much and what kind of personal information you share depending on the situation. For example, a business meeting versus a friendly chat. People who think about who will be getting the information and how they are connected to you. Check to see if it matters. Sharing information that is relevant to the conversation or connection is the point. Benefit. Make sure that the information you share is useful or helps people understand better. Find out how much trust there is. A key part of good conversation is thinking about how we share personal information. Knowing the balance between openness and privacy, keeping the situation in mind, and making sure the information shared is right for the people and the situation are all part of it. Sharing personal information in a smart way can help build trust in relationships, but being too open or too protective can hurt them. Figure out the situation. Change how much and what kind of personal information you share depending on the situation. For example, a business meeting versus a friendly chat. People who think about who will be getting the information and how they are connected to you. Check to see if it matters. Sharing information that is relevant to the conversation or connection is the point. Benefit. Make sure that the information you share is useful or helps people understand better. Find out how much trust. There is relationship dynamics. Think about how much trust and closeness there is between the two people. Privacy. Be careful about giving out private information that could be used wrongly or misunderstood. Balance privacy and openness limits. Set healthy limits to keep your privacy safe and avoid making other people feel bad. Authenticity. Try to be honest without giving out too many personal details. Pay attention to the time. Reasonableness. Pick the right time to talk about personal things, making sure it fits with the conversation's flow. Effects. Think about how the knowledge might affect the person listening and how the conversation might end. When you think about how you share personal information, you should think about context, relevance, trust, protection, and timing. Being aware of these things will help you communicate better, build stronger relationships, and set healthy limits. Number 10. Listen to your inner voice. Have you ever been in this situation? Do you work with someone who always seems nice and willing to help, but you always feel awkward around them? If the answer is yes, stop and listen to your gut. This could be a sign that person is being dishonest or jealous. When you feel uncomfortable or suspicious about someone for no clear reason, that's your instinct at work. Your feelings, also known as your sixth sense, are very important for keeping you safe from possible threats. If you think something is wrong, take some time to think about it. Does this person always try to beat you at something? Do they often give you praise that don't seem real? These little things can sometimes be signs of jealousy and lying. One thing you could ask yourself is, why do I feel uncomfortable around this person? If the answer lies in their inconsistent actions and words, your gut might be telling you something. Think about a coworker who is always nice and cares about you, but you still feel uncomfortable around them. Pay attention to the little things you might have missed. For example, if they often compare themselves to you and make subtle comments about other people's failures, Even if they don't directly attack you, you can tell they are jealous and lying. Never ignore your inner voice. It is a powerful tool that helps you tell the difference between people who are truly good and those who are just pretending to be. But while your inner voice is important, don't ignore the voice of reason. Find a middle ground between the two and make decisions after giving your intuition a lot of thought. It's not easy to spot people who are jealous or dishonest, but it's important to do so if we want to protect our values and relationships. Jealous and dishonest people can be in close relationships or just in everyday social interactions. They may seem like good friends, but on the inside they're hiding insecurity and conflict. Stoic philosophy tells us to be calm and wise, and by following its rules, we can find and get rid of bad things in our lives. Remember that life is too short to waste on people who don't really support you. Use the tips we've talked about today to find and stay away from people who are jealous and dishonest. You deserve a life full of happiness, peace, and good relationships. Thanks for watching this movie. Please share these tips with your family and friends if you think they can help you live a better life together. Don't forget to like and follow so you don't miss out on more useful content from us. Try to use at least one of these ideas in your daily life, and then come back here and leave a note. I did it talking about how you feel about the changes in your life. I'm always here to listen and share with you. Let Stoicism be your guide on the path of life, helping you find peace and strength.